Welcome back to the Sideline. Marvin Jackson and Lou Holder, and we are joined by Bowie State Athletic Director Clyde Doughty and head football coach Damon Wilson of Bowie State.
Thanks,
Bowie State, I tell you. Now, talk about this program, the football program. We're going to ask you to talk a little bit more about the athletic program, but football is really hot right now at Bowie State the last few years.
I think the staff has done a great job putting a program in place. When I came, we had the opportunity to become the head coach. I didn't want to just have a successful team. I wanted to have a successful program, and I think we've been able to establish that. The guys are doing a great job in the classroom, and we've had some success on the football field.
And Clyde, talk about this whole athletic program. You guys, you have big plans also.
Well, I'm approaching my third year, Marvin, at Bowie State University, and Coach Wilson and the rest of the staff have embraced me, and I've embraced them and kind of melted into the culture at Bowie State to become a Bulldog. So what we're trying to do, under the leadership of our new president, Dr. Amita Bro, she's brought a new enthusiasm to the university, where I don't like to use the word change. I like to use the words adjustments and improvements, and I think she's making the right adjustments and improvement. In a short tenure of 2 months at the universities, she's opened up the lines of communication, she's being inclusive, transparency is going on the campus, and that has impacted the athletic department. We are approaching some new concepts and new ideas in the building, with the program, with the student athletes, from first and foremost from an academic perspective, which is the most important, the foundation of college existence. So we are looking at some really nice progress conceptually, and also too, we need to sustain some of the success we've had last year with the football team going to the championship 2 years in a row, the basketball team winning the CIAA championship last year, the women's softball team playing in the championship, the bowling team, 7 CIAA championships and 3 in a row. So those things that we have to continue and build upon.
All right, and it's very difficult at Division II level, but you guys are doing it well. And talk about your football team. I mean, why should people come out to see you this year?
We're an exciting ball club. You know, we have 4 or 5 offensive linemen returning, and 2 of those guys are in graduate school playing.
Well, some of those offensive linemen, who are they?
Deontay Jordan, he's a young man that's going to be playing in grad school. Brian Redmond is another guy that's going to be playing in grad school. And Victor Tomba's a senior, along with Darius Johnson, who's a senior that's graduating in December. And they're going to be able to open up some holes for Robert Chesson to run the football. And we have the Player of the Year coming back, Amir Hall, at the quarterback position. So
what makes those guys so good, those offensive linemen?
I think they care about one another. I mean, these guys hang out off the field. You know, these guys spend time at each other's homes during the summertime. They understand what's important, and they put the team first.
Yeah. Coach, I mean, I saw a lot of your games last year, and obviously, you know, going to the championship game was huge. But in the last couple of segments, we've been talking about the Redskins and their defense and how it's going to be the X factor. Could you talk about your defense? I know Taylor Johnson's coming back, but could you just talk about your defense and how much you're relying on them to, you know, we always know they say offense wins games, but defense, they do win those championships.
Yeah. Indeed, and I think we are going to have a more improved defensive unit. Taylor Johnson is going to be definitely one of the leaders on that defense. Ramon Kamar is a guy that we're counting on to make plays. The guy's been having a great camp. You know, guys been flying around, really communicating, and that's something I don't think we did a good job of last year in the secondary. I don't think we're going to have that issue this year because we have guys that are seasoned, and once again, they brought into the program, and they care about one another. They want to make plays. So I'm excited for the product we're going to put on the field this year.
You guys were almost breaking records scoring points last year, and a lot of that had to do with your quarterback, Amir Hall, and your running back, Robert Chesson. Talk about those 2 guys.
Those guys are special. Those guys have really.
Did Amir Hall lead the black college football in total offense?
He did. Yeah. I think he threw for over 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, and I mean he had a great year for a quarterback. But none of that's possible without the offensive line up front. I think Coach Moses Ware does a good job preparing the unit. But at the end of the day, we're going to follow the big fella's lead.
How'd you sneak those guys away from big schools like Towson and Maryland?
I'm going to be honest.
Chesson and Hall.
I'm going to be honest. Amir wasn't a heavily recruited guy. And we believe in developing guys. So we know we're not going to get the finished product at Division II level. Some programs look for that finished product. I'm looking for guys that's willing, that are coachable, guys that we can develop on and off the football field. And those guys brought into the program.
And Chesson was all Maryland too, right?
Chesson,
in high school.
He broke every state record with rushing, so he's a special guy.
One thing about being here in the DMV is, you know, the HBCU and the Black Pride area. You talked about all the success going on at Bowie, Howard. There's stuff going on there. I mean, it's got to be a good time to be not only in athletics but in academia in schools now, because it just seems like there's an infused sense of new people coming in, new blood that's actually making things exciting around here. You agree?
That's interesting because we have an uptick in our enrollment right now.
Right.
We're busting out the seams
Yeah.
more so than we've had in the last couple of years. Now, I don't know if you can attribute it to what's going on in our country, you know, as a effect on how we are now getting more people interested in HBCUs, but for some reason, Bowie State University is prospering right now. So it is happening on our campus. It's really encouraging to see these folks come on campus, the parents come on campus, they're embracing the HBCUs. So I'm excited about it, the school's excited about it. It's great to have the problem we're having because now we have some space problems that we're dealing with, but it's a good problem to have.
All right, and one of the problems that you have also is Winston-Salem State, right? You've been playing them 2 years in the championship, and just a little bit of luck, you know, you guys would be champions. But talk about that, man. What you guys have to do to beat them. I hear they're back strong again.
Yeah, it's a very good program. I mean, it's an established program. We have to be hit on all cylinders when we play teams like Winston-Salem State, and we can't shoot ourselves in the foot as a program with penalties, and we got to make the plays when it's on our turn. I think the coaching staff has done a good job once again, just recruiting guys that can compete against Winston-Salem State, and I think the guys are hungry now. They know what it's like to be in the championship game. They know what it's like to lose, and you don't win a championship until you're ready to win. You know, and I think that's something that as a staff and as a program, we're at that stage now. So we're excited about the opportunity.
And you
Marvin,
got
from an athletic perspective, you look at where Winston-Salem was. They were a Division I program at one time, so their resources are still filtering down. It's an impact in what they do. You talk about Division II. Our coaching staff is nowhere near the size of their coaching staff and the resources that they have. So for us to compete against them at the level we have for the last 2 years is a tribute to Coach Wilson and his entire coaching staff. All the part-timers we have. They got a whole host of full-timers there. So, you know, we line up against them. There are some financial differences there. So but we hang in there with them.
Yeah. When is that big game? You got a few big games, and I know you take them one at a time.
Every game is a big game.
But as far as fans are concerned, you got a big game. The NCAA has put you all on the list for a national televised game against Winston-Salem on September 9th, I
That's
believe.
second game of the season. That's correct.
Talk about that and how important that is for you all to
Right.
be recognized for national TV. And then you got a big game against Virginia State. That's your, I guess, your rival in the division.
I would say so, and I think the opportunity to play on national TV is great. It's great exposure, not just for the players, but for the university, and it's a recruiting tool. You know, and you're going to have two of the top teams in Black college football, and I would venture to say Division II football competing early in the season. So once again, we're excited about it. The guys are excited, but we have a big game this week against Seton Hill University. So once we finish that game, then we'll focus on Winston-Salem, and we know who they are. They know who we are, and it's going to be a good battle.
What's the, I guess, website people can find out the schedule?
BSUBulldogs.com.
BSUBulldogs.com.
Just go right
You got
to
to
it.
come out and see the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
That's all the time we
Isn't it
have.
great when
I
two
tell you.
groups can hang with a Q and a C?
I tell you.
I mean,
You
that's
know what?
divine
I
nine
think
love
this
right there, right?
This is pretty awesome. Now, you know, maybe our diplomats for the country should learn something from us, right? But we've run out of time. I'd like to thank my partner Lou Holder for being here again. And big thanks to BSU AD Clyde Doughty and head football coach Damon Wilson. Everybody, come on out and check those schedules for Bowie State and head out to Bulldog Stadium this season for great college football. I'm Marvin Jackson, and we'll see you next time on the Sideline. All right.